What's criminally overpriced to you? Funerals. Any form of dental work. Why is it so much and not covered by dental insurance? I am talking about you implants. Dying. It's so expensive to get out of the system. T83T graphing calculators. Medical and dental schools. I know some doctors that were only 15 grand in debt a few generations back. But now you can easily get past 150,000 edit. Don't forget veterinary school edit too. Damn, I can't believe I struck a chord with so many people. Now that I have all of your attention, I just want to say good luck to all you. Friends and family included. I hope that you all can pay your debt and put it behind you. Lastly, to all the medical, veterinary, chiropractic, dental, pharmacology, law, art, and any other schools that charge a ridiculous amount of money, y'all can kiss it. Fricking therapy, man, a decent therapist is hella expensive. Prescription glasses, college textbooks, they can cost hundreds of dollars. And professors will publish new ones all the time to force students to get the newest version instead of reusing an older one. Printer ink, insulin, concessions at sporting events in the US. Our taxes pay for the stadiums. Then the public has to buy tickets to get in. Then when we finally get inside, they are gonna charge $14 for a 3-beer. Medications needed to live. Insulin. EpiPens etc. Housing. Health insurance. Rent. My EpiPen. Kinda can't really afford to keep getting them. I'll be screwed if I get stung up and I am a landscaper. Canadian here. It's definitely cost of mobile internet plans. They're ridiculously overpriced and it makes me cry to see prices elsewhere. College, university, concert tickets. Ridiculous these days. The scalping bots snatch up all the tickets and it should be illegal. I refuse to pay for most concerts unless it is a once in a lifetime chance and they are in my top 5 band. Graphics cards. Just outrageous. Land hissing the way the prices keep moving up without ever going down doesn't seem right. Living edit. Stop reporting me, I keep getting Reddit cares messages about suicide lol. My shitty 1BR apartment in the Bay Area. I know everybody is going to give better answers. But for the life of me, I cannot without why suitcases are so expensive. They're just plastic shells. A zip and some wheels. Yet they sell for hundreds. At home vid tests. In the last few weeks with the Omicron spike they went from 20 to 50 where I live. Like I understand supply and demand is a thing but holy shiz. Glash is hell. I didn't choose to be blind as a short-sighted bat. Why do I have to spend a frickin' on a thing that I literally need to function? This concept extends to meds and other indispensable things. But for the sake of the thread it's just glashes. Feminine hygiene products. Absolutely necessary. Always expensive. You do not wanna put that off-brand cheap-ash stuff down there. Fricking salads. Man, it's so frustrating. Sometimes I just want something light and it costs me more than 6 hamburgers. Being poor. Printer ink. An ambulance. Furniture. $1,500 for an okay looking couch. No thank you. Education and healthcare. Food. Utilities. Housing. Especially if you're a single guy who only comes to sleep at night. Insulin. Medicine. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle and health in general. Beef jerky. Any software of the Adobe suite. Healthcare. Outdoor gear. And an insulated shell jacket should not cost $450. Toiletries. Basically any product meant to keep you clean and non-smelling costs a ludicrous amount. We spend so much money on soap, toothpaste, deodorant, etc. Feminine products like pads and tampons, which are a necessity, also cost a lot. Bottled water. Education is how civilization progresses. It's how individuals rise. It's how inequality and discrimination decrease. It's how a country's economic metrics rise in aggregate. It's how we as a species level up. Education needs to be treated more like a right and public utility, and less like a privilege, although education costs are probably trending to zero overall with the amount of information available online. Countries around the world should be doing even more to provide free, unfettered access to knowledge for the benefit of everyone. Groceries, rent, gas, healthcare, medication. Having a car, literally everything. Better question would be what's not. Health insurance, healthcare, medication, rent, food, the basic necessities to live a comfortable life. Healthcare. For example, there isn't a right down the road from my apartment complex. I work in an admin office next to the 7-minute drive. When I moved into the apartment, I got this flyer from the complex that listed information about emergency services. I learned that I can get a 7-minute drive to the in an ambulance for the low cost of over $2,000. I am pretty sure I'd rather just drive myself. That's what my dad did when he accidentally shot himself while cleaning his gun. That's also why I drove myself half an hour to employee health when I injured my ankle at work. Not to mention how expensive a copay alone can be. $150 for a copay plus $250 per day I am in the hospital. And that's not including bills for treatment. Just thought of another thing. If you have insurance and you're an odd patient, you have to pay a contract that could range anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 depending on insurance. They have them pay on contracts in their own time before the due date so they don't have to pay thousands when they go in to deliver. If you're uninsured, that contract is $10,000 even. So imagine being pregnant and dealing with hormones and soreness and nausea and various other annoying or stressful things during your pregnancy, plus thousands you have to pay before your due date. And if you don't, then it's added to the rest of your hospital bills. Being alive. Anything to do with medical. Therapy. Hospital bills in the US. Pizza and soda. I worked at a local Phoenix chain when I was in college. And a large pepperoni was between $1,000 and $12. If I remember right. The soda was $150 for a large or so. After a while, I was promoted to shift supervisor and got to see the PL data. Turns out it cost around $109 to make a large pepperoni pizza including ingredients, labor, etc., and a large soda cost the company around $06. Holy crap. That's a huge markup. Rent has become unbearable for the average renter and has risen dramatically annually throughout most of the US. The ratio of rent to income indicates rent prices are rising at a faster rate than renter incomes. The average renter spends $2,839 of their income on rent among female wage earners. The average rent is $305 of individual income in 2012. $2,285 was the average rent as a percentage of household income. That's a 2,425 increase in the rate of rent to income in 8 years, an average annual growth rate of 303. The value of the average wage increases at an annual rate of 344. Rent prices increase 125 faster than wages. Healthcare, medication, and plus insulin. The cost of living. Anything college, anything wedding related. Just take something at wedding and multiply it by 4. 10 times. Existence. Healthcare in the US including ambulance services. Contraception. It can work out super expensive. Rent in NIC. Especially some studio and 1-bedroom apartments. Many of them are excessively small and so severely overpriced it's unreal. Daycare. Insulin, EpiPens, college textbooks, healthcare. Internet service here in the US. Compared to other countries. Same with cell service. Fricking Pokemon games, man. Everything in Switzerland. Trains in the UK. Medicine in America like insulin and shizzes. Housing in literally any form. Any post-HS education. Insulin. Houses. Water. Medicine. Fuel. Houses. How are we able to afford a decent house when the price of real estate outpaces salary growth? Honestly. Feels like just about damn near everything these days. Healthcare. For-profit healthcare in America is a crime. I was all for capitalism back when democracy still came first. Unknown graffiti artist. Healthcare. Healthcare in the United States. Glasses. We don't choose to be freaking blind. Skiing equipment and pashes. It's very easy to spot the Americans in this thread. College. Life itself. Want to give birth in a safe environment with properly trained personnel. Gotta pay for it. Need a shelter so you don't have to live on the streets and be exposed to the elements. Gotta pay for it. Need clothes. Pay for it. Need food. Pay for it. Need clean water to drink. Pay for it. Need clean water to bathe. Pay for it. Need to be healthy. Pay for it. Want to stay healthy. Still gotta pay for it. Want need a decent education. Pay for it. Want to drive around so you can work, go to school. Pay for it and keep paying for it. Need to have functional vision, hearing that everyone is supposed to be born with. Pay for it at increasingly higher and higher rates. You get the idea. Just being alive is expensive and it starts the second we're all born. Legos. I get why, but like $800,900. Really? My husband needs rituximab infusions due to a rare kidney disease. They are $16,000 each. That's $16,000 per 4-hour infusion. And they aren't covered by our insurance. Healthcare. College. Housing. Food. Pretty much everything needed to have your basic needs met. Bottled water, maybe beef jerky. Medical bills and a lot of medicines. I was born with a cleft lip, and the amount of money my parents and I have paid out of pocket since my birth for corrective surgeries is bonkers. Insurance. I don't need it but have heard a lot about it. Insulin. It would be nice if I can create a Facebook group with the purpose to overthrow whoever is in control of these prices. Simply being alive in the United States. A large pizza over 20. Heathy groceries. Buying fresh produce and nice cuts of meat is stupidly expensive. Buying pre-made packaged crap food and junk food is reasonably priced. This is a bad thing. The entire wedding industry. Popcorn at the movies. It's a freaking scam. Chemotherapy drugs in particular are stupidly overpriced. Tampons, feminine products. Contacts and glasses. One time I got done with my appointment and couldn't afford the payment for the contacts. My glasses were broken and I was completely screwed until my next paycheck 2 weeks later. Halo Infinite Cosmetics. American healthcare. It's the world's biggest scam. The damn testing kits for vid in my country. The $65 I just paid for a vid test for my son at this Widashholin Fuel Pharmacy because there are no appointments anywhere legit looking within 50 miles of my house for the next 2 weeks. Cocaine. College. Us healthcare, pretty much everything RN. Healthcare. Housing. Healthcare. College and healthcare. EpiPens. Any medicine sold in the US. Insulin in the US. College tuition. There's no f***ing excuse. Doctors and health insurance. Insulin. Healthcare. Death. Canadian Ontario primarily housing market. Highly debating moving to another country because of it. Medicines. I am thinking of insulin. But there are many more out there. Shaving blades. Dentist trips. Cable. No reason that I should have to sit through commercials to watch something that costs $100. I am from Latin America. And my economy is permanently in crisis. Everything is overpriced. Insulin, my sister's diabetes medicine cost $2,500 for 3-month supply. We're lucky we're Canadian, so it's cheaper if you were in the US, but holy shiz, it's still mad expensive. They have the technology to produce it cheaper. Pharmaceutical companies refuse. being healthy in the United States. Also medical expenses that come with not having enough money to be healthy. Healthcare. Technically. Thankfully for Obamacare I get decent healthcare through my father for a few more years. But goddamn is that shit's expensive otherwise. Disability equipment. Pretty much everything these days. Honestly. Albuterol. How the hell does a life-saving medicine go from 15 to 75 while simultaneously lowering the amount of dosage? Cell phones. I remembered my first smartphone cost me $500. And it was a flagship device, Samsung Galaxy S5, now they're upwards of $1,000. Even a mess cell phone can cost upwards of $700. Baby formula. I spend $400 a month to feed my lactose intolerant baby. And I buy the cheapest I can find. Rent. I am building a van. Anything built specifically for vans are insultingly expensive. Like a roof vent fan. Why is a $20 fan and piece of square plastic $500 exactly? Or anything made by Dometic? Want a smaller fridge that doesn't work half the time for 10x the price? Or these nature's head toilets? If you pay $1,000 for a bucket filled with compost to shiz in, you deserve it. Anything at an airport. Retainers. They are literally plastic moldings of your teeth which should only be 10 max. Braces. Healthcare. Absolute bullshit that I pay for insurance. Yet somehow every single time I receive any amount of care, I have to pay $500 and $2,000 for copays. Out of network care that I was never informed was out of network. etc. Yet when you complain enough, the bill magically goes away. Proving that you never actually owed anything but they billed you hoping that you'll just pay it. Never mind the fact that your health insurance decides what is covered and what isn't. Essentially overruling the care recommended by your doctor because it isn't profitable to them. Oh. Yay. You can still choose to accept that care. But at the cost of crippling debt. Health insurance is criminal. And it's insane to me that we all just accept this as the way things are in the US. Car repairs. If the labor is 200 hours, that means the shop is keeping 180 hours. That's fucking rude, man. Me cables. Movie snacks. Insulin. Rent. Insulin. Insulin. Medical marijuana. Insulin. Healthcare. Rent. Healthcare. Any type of healthcare. Hospital visits. Dental. And stuff. It blows my mind that amusement parks and sporting events are allowed to charge $7 to $10 for a bottle of water. Weddings, everything without the title of wedding would be 10x cheaper. House, apartments, college, American healthcare, gasoline, pretty much everything. Truth be told, I think the world is just getting too damn crazy. Rent. Grapes. Shiz makes no sense. Buy an 8-pack of donuts for 2. A bunch of grapes. 10. Suppressors and SBRS. Healthcare in us killing literally. Most anything government-backed or subsidized. It often just makes that thing more expensive and inaccessible for the lower and middle classes in the long run. Phone plans. Cable. Gas. Healthcare. Health in America. Life. Housing. Food and water should be our basic given right. Deleted. Deleted.